KUAM TV 8, your home for the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games.
Half a day and welcome to the Weekend Edition. I'm Adriana Cotero. Glad you could join us. Prison programs struggle to thrive with resource shortages, and a prison social worker says there are ways to improve these programs, but it's going to take more money. Chris Barnett has more.
Prison social worker 3 Mark Perez says the Department of Corrections residential substance abuse treatment program is filled to the brim. The program, 100% federally funded, but it only serves 17 inmates at a time.
One of the main ways to increase capacity is to get a larger building, more local funding for more therapists, and then we can start taking in more on a 6 months rotational basis.
So it just comes down to the lack of funds.
Lack of funds, yes.
While the RSAT program needs more funds to flourish, Paris says DOC's paper projects are one of the longest running programs at the prison.
The paper project program, it helps with their creativity and helps pass this time by. And also when they get out, they can actually do these projects and make some money. A standard paper project can fetch anywhere between $30 to $50.
Paper projects created by prisoners are on display in several areas of DOC. Some projects are of flowers, others more intricate, like a Ferris wheel or this azuzu, coconut crab. Perez said the projects allow the prisoners to work together and they also foster a sense of pride. He adds that patience is definitely a virtue when working on them.
The guys work as teams.
Okay.
A few people roll the sticks, then another few puts them together. Probably 2 weeks. But then again, they're working on it several hours a day, 7 days a week.
Perez said the paper projects are also used as a reward for good behavior.
They are offered to all inmates, provided they are not in disciplinary segregation maximum capacity. It is not offered to the detainees at the moment, but the detainees, they do projects also.
For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
School is in recess, and the Guam Department of Education says this is often a time for school break-ins. GDOE Superintendent John Fernandez shares how the agency plans to be on the lookout this holiday season. The school community is reaching out to the general public as Christmas break is a time the Guam Department of Education has to keep their guard up. According to GDOE Superintendent John Fernandez, in order to protect their assets, it will mean branching out to the community for help.
I know that, we've talked about strengthening our relationships with our mayors, meaning ensuring that, with the mayors and with law enforcement and with the schools that there are ways to communicate. Over the weekends, over the breaks, make sure that everybody has each other's contact information, make sure we provide access to campuses for our law enforcement partners so that when something happens, especially when we're not in session, we're aware of it and can respond quickly. As a department, they have internal communication protocols secured, and now it's a matter of working more closely with external partners, such as respective village mayors, the Guam Police Department, and other law enforcement agencies. This can be done by one recent mechanism, the Neighborhood Watch programs, explains Fernandez. With all the break-ins that you see happening on the island, cars driving by and maybe taking things out of garages or the front yards, I think that the more eyes that we have on in the village, the better. That goes as well for our schools. So our schools are, what we call big assets in the middle of the villages. There's a lot of equipment, a lot of supplies, a lot of area there if vandals are interested in trying to create damage. Often suspicious activity is transmitted through WhatsApp group chats. Fernandez says if a school official or administrator can be in each neighborhood watch group, it could make a big difference. Right now we hear some of those discussions. Some of our board members are on the neighborhood chats. They hear something, they'll let us know. And so, that's been very helpful. But now I think we want to say, hey, let's get some of our personnel on those chats so that we can hear that information faster and so we can respond as quickly as possible. This has led to the possible implementation of neighborhood watch groups adopting a school. What usually happens with the neighborhood watch group is they're watching their street, they're watching each other's houses. We're just encouraging them that they take into account the fact that schools, school facilities may be targets for people who are, have nothing better to do and want to, looking at stealing things or vandalizing things. So we're just hopeful that as these neighborhood watch groups develop, that the schools are part of that conversation and that our personnel are also part of those conversations.
In past years, break-ins are common during this time, and Fernandez says while it's a time of gift giving, it is also a time for mischief.
I think as we celebrate, we also need to be vigilant, and we can use all the support that we can get here at the Department of Education.
There is another development forthcoming in the village of Sinajana. That is a brand new fire station, according to Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority Executive Director Ray Tapasna. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development approved the project. The fire station would be built adjacent to the new Guam Police Department Central Precinct Command. The next step for the fire station is the design work, and Tapasna says they have not awarded anyone for that yet. It's been 4 years since USO CEO J.D. Crouch visited the island. This week, he attended Guam's Advisory Council meeting, where he spoke to the members on further opportunities to expand and grow.
One of the things that we have here that's really special is that we have our council here on Guam. And these are dedicated volunteers. They're from the business community, they're from the military, they're from other aspects of Guam's society. And we're actually trying to mirror image that in the state.
Dr. J.D. Crouch says Guam's Tumanbay United Service Organization sets the example for the USO's purpose, that is to support service members and their families.
You're sort of a model for us. And so one of the things I want to do is as I stand up councils similar to these across the United States, I would like to connect them with this council and a couple of the others.
Why do you feel Guam is a model?
Strong community support, very clear understanding of what our mission is all about.
As the CEO of the organization, Dr. Crouch wants to connect the strong organizations within the region to further expand the USO's services. He asked the business community in attendance of the General Council meeting if there is a place in the states they have a lot of business connection, for example, in the West Coast or California.
One of the challenges that we have back in the States is fewer than 1% of the population serves in the military at any one time. And so there are a lot of places in the United States where people don't even know anybody who's ever served in the military. That's not true on Guam.
Dr. Crouch says this part of the world is becoming more important because of the new defense strategy announced a couple years ago by Secretary James Mattis that put an emphasis on what's referred to as great power competition in dealing in this region with the challenge of managing the rise of China and surge of Russia.
Now the focus is much more on developing partner relationships with countries. And those are the important countries in this region are around Guam. And they may be in Micronesia, they may be in the south, obviously Malaysia, Indonesia, places like that, and then as far north up into Japan and the like. So cementing those relationships and our presence here in Guam is a great place from which to do that.
Ultimately, the goal set is to help Guam further advance on its advantages and work toward strengthening its strengths by the help of the USO.
We need to be prepared at the USO to be able to have a place like the place we're standing in today, a little place like home, so that they can visit and they can feel the gratitude of the American people and they can feel connected to their country.
Reporting for Guam's News Network. An event for Guam residents and military community is right around the corner. It's the 8th annual United Airlines Guam Marathon. During the USO Tumanbay General Council meeting, a check of $3,000 was presented to USO CEO Dr. J.D. Crouch from the 2019 event. As each year, the event organizers make donations to their beneficiaries. Pacific Islands Club Guam General Manager Ben Ferguson says the forming of the marathon was inspired by the Honolulu Marathon.
Our residents appreciate the event. I know that our military community supports the event strongly. And international participation is growing. So last year we had over 2,000 international runners come with family. So you can only imagine the economic impact that has to the island.
The 2020 United Airlines Guam Marathon will be held on April 5th and will be the 5th year partnering with the USO. In addition, the Guam Fire Department and Guam Police Department are long-standing beneficiaries of the event. Stay tuned. Next on the Weekend Edition, we have trend spotting and still to come, the Guam Crime Stoppers report.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Advances in technique and medications used to prevent dental pain have shattered the myth that a dental visit is something to fear. Even the dreaded root canal or wisdom tooth extraction. Swabbing or spraying a topical numbing agent on before the injection, and using different techniques and anesthetics can create a relatively comfortable or pain-free injection. Injections are often the most feared procedure. Some patients don't like the sounds or the vibrations of decay removal. If you're still nervous or you gag easily, despite these techniques, very safe oral medicines can be taken before your dental appointment to eliminate all fears, or some clinics use nitrous oxide gas. Pain relievers can easily be prescribed to eliminate mild to severe dental discomfort after any visit. For your Helpful Dental Minute, I'm Dr. Kenny Bourgeois of Paradise Smiles. We shall never know all the good that a simple smile can do.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Green Energy Solutions Inc. would like to congratulate GU Self Storage along with Calvo Enterprises in doing their part by going green with a monthly power reduction by over 80%. Power consumption before installation was 39,700 kilowatt hours. After installation ended in 6,221 kilowatt hours, which resulted in savings over $10,000 a month. GESI also offers LED lights, solar thermal VRF air conditioning, and solar photovoltaics. Visit our website and let us help you save.
Happy holidays from KUAM News to you. Here's what's coming up next on Trend Spotting. How's everyone? I'm Cami Aguirola and welcome back to another episode of Trend Spotting. Here are the topics that had you talking this week, starting with KUAM's One Micronesia podcast. Over on our Facebook, I-94's Victorious Falon interviewed climate change activist Yolanda Joab Mori. They discussed the importance of representing women and representing the people of Micronesia on a global scale.
And I wanted to be able to write something and deliver it in a way that could resonate with not just us and Micronesians as a people, but trying to find ways to connect with everyone in that room. And I've been practicing and preparing for it and trying to just be authentic.
Yolanda has spoken in front of the United Nations about the effects of climate change in the Pacific, and more specifically, the Micronesian region. Along with leading discussions on climate change at the United Nations, Mori was one of 3 leaders selected to sit down with former President Barack Obama in a private meeting. During the meeting, the former president, who was an advocate within his community before making a switch to working in the government, he gave Mori advice on her similar career change. She ended the podcast with one of her favorite Pohnpeian quotes, which explained the importance of perseverance when tackling the issue of climate change.
It's not about convincing people anymore. I think for the most part, the conversation has made that shift. It's the action that's not corresponding.
Over in the comments section, Yolanda received many praises for her work. One Facebook user said, "Yolanda is what the world needs more of. Thank you for working so hard for our communities. You are God's sent angel to our Micronesian community." Another Facebook user said, "I love this. I'm such a big fan of her. Such a beautiful and inspiring woman." Mikumi Joseph said, "Thank you for setting a good example to us Micronesians." And Jazz Mendiola said, "This podcast is perfect. It touches on some of the top issues and challenges for Micronesia, and it simply is on point. Thank you, One Micronesia and Victorious. We needed this to happen." GCC graduates 34 from its adult high school equivalency program. Graduates from the Guam Community College's Adult High School and High School Equivalency programs received their diplomas on Saturday at GCC's multipurpose room. Diplomas were given to 34 students who successfully completed the programs. Families and friends gathered in support of graduates who completed 2 years of adult high school classes to earn their diplomas. The keynote address was given by KUAM's Chris Barnett, and Barnett is an alumni of the GCC Adult Education Program. Here are some of your comments. Bernadette Ferreira Sablan said, "Congratulations, success is up ahead." On Instagram, Tess_Fernando said, "Congratulations, graduates." And over on Facebook, Kathy Quintanilla said, "Congratulations to you all." This past week, a couple's car was stolen in broad daylight. A town hall meeting on public safety was held in Mongmong Totomaiti, where one couple voiced their concerns after their car was stolen in broad daylight. It was on Tuesday when Peter Alexis Ada and his wife went to do some yard work at their Mongmong home. They were there for a couple of hours, but when they were done, Ada says he went to his car, turned around, went back to the house to call his wife. Gone within a matter of minutes, his wife's purse, medical papers, a brand new lawnmower they just used, but there was also something else even more special to them, a statue of Our Lady of Fatima. Ada reported the crime to the Guam Police Department. Over on Facebook, John Cruz said crime is really getting bad, especially during the Christmas holidays, and believe me, it's gonna get worse. After a viral video, a man was arrested after wielding a knife in Sinahanya. A man shown on viral video with a large knife entering Sinahanya Playlist has been arrested. 22-year-old Sonic Ludwig was accused of calling out two employees to fight in the parking lot on Monday morning. He then walked inside, hit a grocery cart with the knife, and screamed that he would kill everyone. Although Sonic left, he was picked up at the Gora housing area in Sinahanya on Wednesday afternoon. He admitted that he was drunk that day and may have threatened to kill everyone, but didn't mean it. He also told police that the pipe he threw on the ground when they picked him up was his ice pipe that he used to smoke meth. Sonic was charged with possession of a Schedule II controlled substance and assault. Before we wrap up, KUAM is partnering with IT&E this holiday season to give away 3 iPhone 11s. Check out KUAM News, I-94, and Uno Magazine Guam on Instagram to see how you can enter. Also, you can enter the link in our description to check how you can enter our raffle giveaway. Just make sure you send in your submissions before December 23rd, and good luck! That's all for this week on Trend Spotting. Suduas Maasi for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Half the day, I'm in the club.
Half a day, welcome to Two Lovers Point.
Half a day, I'm in the club.
This holiday season, take a deal home at the Big Finish 2019 only at Cars Plus. Finish the year with the perfect gift under your Christmas tree. Take advantage of employee pricing on new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Visit us at carsplusguam.com.
Watch Health Check with Nurse Jen Artero every Tuesday for community health information, advisories, and news you and your family can use for leading a healthier lifestyle. Health Check during KUAM News Healthy Living. Health Check with Nurse Jen is presented by Island Cancer Center.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. Sergeant Paul Tapau with the GPD Crime Stoppers program is here. And Sergeant, we welcome you back as always. Earlier this week, we did a live stream from Untitled Middle School. Can you get us up to speed on what's transpired of that? Because you were saying it was an act of vandalism, there was possibly a fire started and everything. Has anything transpired as far as community tips, feedback, anything?
We are still working with, our fire investigators from the Guam Fire Department, but other than the preliminary report and, of course, receiving the inventory of damages and any items that may have been stolen at the time of the crime. So I'd like to say we're still taking the preliminary stage of the investigation from our patrol officers, and it's going to be forwarded to our CID investigators. This is why it's important that we're going to highlight this, is the fact that within a matter of 2 weeks from now, I think the schools will be in holiday, and we did bring that up in the crime time, that these are the times where the schools are more vulnerable to school break-ins, is when school is, off for the holiday.
Now, schools like Untilan present a unique challenge because you've got Untilan Middle School, you've got Weddingale Elementary School up here in Dedido, and everything. These are schools that are positioned immediately along the streets in densely populated areas, right on the main thoroughfare. So, as far as the community actually being able to keep an eye out and report anything that they might see, what can they do and what opportunities do they have?
When we did that crime time, we talked about an initiative that was brought up by the Guam Department of Education School Board Chairperson, Mr. Mark Mendiola, about spinning up a school watch program or adopt a school program within the various neighborhood watch groups. And I frequent Untilan a lot, so I get to see the vantage points of different areas in which people can actually see the school or have observations of the school. You have a really busy business with Wendy's right across, and you have the homes across. and of course behind them, the people that commute to and from there. So there's that great vantage point. And these, as you venture further behind Antolon, these are pillar families from within the village of Barrigada. So, you know, these are things in which the neighborhood watch programs can actually bring up, or, you know, spin up within their respective watch programs. And, you know, moving forward with this is one of the things in which we at the Guam Police Department are going to be bringing out next year when we visit the villages and, you know, talk about ways in which they can actually improve their programs, or in which ways they can actually help their schools or their fellow schools within the respective district.
Okay, so the Untitled case is this week's crime of the week, right? Because I want to get to that, then I want to come back and talk about Christmas safety.
Yes, all right.
Okay, so here's what you need to know. Here's the 411.
The Guam Police Department and the Guam Crime Stoppers, to include the students from Antolon Middle School, is seeking the help from the community relative to a burglary complaint. Now, the preliminary police report suggests that on Wednesday, December 4th, officers from the Higania Precinct Command entertained a burglary complaint at Louis P. Antolon Middle School in Barrigada. Police reports further suggest that shortly before 7 o'clock in the morning, school officials discovered that 5 classrooms had been broken into. When police officers arrived, they discovered a fire within the administrative office and immediately contacted Guam Fire Department for their assistance. Now, the Guam Crime Stoppers is seeking help from the community relative to this case. If you have any information about this case, please call the Guam Crime Stoppers at 477-HELP or text 688-STOP. You can also visit our webpage at www.guam.crimestoppersweb.com or call the Guam Police Department at 475-8615, 6 or 7. Guam Crime Stoppers wants to remind the public that we do not use caller ID and you do not have to leave your name. You can receive a cash reward of up to $1,000 if the information provided leads to the arrest and conviction for the person or persons responsible for this crime or any other crime.
Okay, Sarge, we appreciate it as always. Now for Christmas safety. The holiday is going to be here before any of us know it. And for people like our age, we remember Guam the way it used to be. The only things open literally on Thanksgiving and Christmas Day were the police precincts and the gas stations. You know, it was an island-wide day of peace. Everybody celebrated. It was very, very solemn. But today it's an interesting situation because a lot more things are open and there's a lot more opportunity for crime. It is.
And, you know, starting first with, you know, I mean, you are talking about segue into the holiday safety and stuff. We did it last week when we talked about the, you know, designated responsible sober driver. Here we would like to really bring out the concept where parents now have to understand that your kids are going to be going into a holiday season for 2 weeks. And it's really important that they understand and they track their activities and what they're, you know, what their child is going to be doing, because realistically, you know, every action that or any crime that your child commits, you as the guardian or the parent or the caretaker, you'll be held responsible for their actions. So, you know, you're right. You know, kids are going to be looking for things to do. You know, the mall is going to be, all the malls, you know, within this island is going to be busy with some sort of activity.
Jam-packed.
It's gonna get crazy and hectic. So, you know, the kids are going to be looking for things to do, and hopefully, you know, parents can come up with ideas in which can steer these kids away from making bad decisions. You know, I mean, it's that time of year where people are going to be tunnel vision about getting that right gift, getting those last minute gifts, and of course, you're going to have, you know, kids who just pretty much have a lot of time in their hands and not knowing what to do for the day or what to do within the moment. You know, these kids may come up with ideas that may be really getting them into trouble or, you know, can actually hurt somebody. So, you know, parents, you know, have an accountability on your child during the holiday season, and you know, we can get by and we can start off the new year right.
Now, real quick before we go, what should people watch out for? Because of course on Christmas Day, you've got, you know, the various parishes, they're going to be bringing the Nino around. People, you know, kids get footballs and they're going to be playing, you know, catch out in the streets and everything. There's a lot more opportunities, you know, for bad things to happen there too. So how can people be safe?
There is, and it really is just about decision making. You know that every parish within the village, they're going to make the announcement of the Nino, the presentation of the Nino, and of course, you're right, people are going to be running around, kids are going to be running around with their gifts. So really, it's you doing your part, not consuming any adult alcohol beverages or any recreational cannabis and getting behind the wheel, you know, because people, you know, here in Guam, we start our celebration at lunchtime and it carries over till the evening time. And of course, the holiday season stretches all the way till January 6th of the Three Kings. So we have a lot going on. There's a lot of celebrations that's going to be happening. So it really is us as individuals, as parents and as stewards of the community, just to exercise good decision-making skills.
All right. So, Sarge, may I say Pali? Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks very much. We'll see you next week.
All right. Take care.
And we'll see you after this.
Matson is in this community. We've been in this community for decades. We're gonna be in this community for decades to come. Things will get busy, things will get quiet, but we're gonna be here. We're your hometown carrier. And that matters to us.
Reliability is the core of our business. We take pride in ensuring that we arrive in Guam on time as scheduled.
It's our local employees who understand the market, who understand the business, and provide that hard work for you each and every day.
When we hold ourselves to high standards, our customers also hold us to high standards. We establish good business relationships that turn into friendships. That's why it's so important to be here and be trusted by your customers. We want you to trust Matson like your friend, like your family.
Normal should never be abandoned, abused, neglected. 265 foster children on Guam have longed for family, clothes, and food. See their faces, hear their stories, be a foster family, and bring them home, where faith, love, and stability will change their lives. Please support the magic of giving this Christmas.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
It is the weekend before Christmas, and so we've got some birthday celebrants to say happy birthday to. Led off by Drayden. It's Drayden's birthday lucky number 7. Wishing you a very special day and many more happy celebrations. Sending dinosaur love to you with lots of love from Grandma Ree, Papa Major, and your families on Guam and in Texas. Also, happy birthday to Miley Villagomez, who celebrates her birthday on the 21st. Also, Joe Mopness, who was born and raised in Jonia and now lives in Memphis, Tennessee, with his partner Ben and 3 cats, Nibbles, Scout, and Dusty. He sends much love to family and friends on Guam and wishes everyone a Feliz Navidad. And on December 22nd, happy birthday to Emmanuel Kett. Happy birthday from Arissa J, Kayoni, Asnin, and friends and family. We hope all of you have the best birthdays ever.
Remember, you can be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online on KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo your name and birth date. That's all the time we have from all of us here at Guam's News Network. Thanks for watching and have a safe weekend.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Green Energy Solutions, Inc. Visit GESIGuam.com or call 647-8111 for more details on how we can help your business save money.